A new wave of intense Israeli airstrikes has hit Lebanon's capital Beirut and several other cities today, marking another dramatic escalation in the ongoing conflict between Israel and the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah. According to multiple reports, Israeli fighter jets carried out a series of heavy bombardments across Beirut and southern Lebanon, targeting what the Israeli military described as Hezbollah infrastructure and command centers. Thick smoke was seen rising above parts of the Lebanese capital as explosions rocked neighborhoods, particularly in the southern suburbs of the city, which are considered a stronghold of Hezbollah. Residents reported hearing multiple powerful explosions within minutes, forcing many civilians to flee their homes and take shelter as the strikes intensified. Videos and eyewitness accounts from the ground showed buildings damaged and emergency crews rushing to affected areas. Civilian casualties and damage. Initial reports from local authorities indicate that several people have been killed and dozens injured in the latest wave of strikes. Earlier bombardments in Beirut in recent days had already left at least 8 people dead and more than 50 wounded, highlighting the growing humanitarian crisis in Lebanon's capital. Across the country, the scale of destruction has been severe. Lebanese health officials say more than 1,400 people have been killed and thousands injured since the Israeli offensive intensified earlier in March. Entire neighborhoods in southern Lebanon and parts of Beirut have suffered heavy damage, while hospitals and rescue teams struggle to cope with the rising number of casualties. Massive displacement crisis. The ongoing bombardment has also triggered a massive displacement crisis across Lebanon. Officials estimate that around 1.2 million people have been forced to flee their homes, many of them leaving southern towns and villages for safer areas in the north or in Beirut itself. However, even the capital is no longer considered safe, as repeated Israeli air raids continue to target areas believed to house Hezbollah fighters and infrastructure. Israel's military objectives. The Israeli military says its operations are aimed at weakening Hezbollah's military capabilities and preventing further attacks against Israel. Officials in Tel Aviv have repeatedly stated that they will continue their campaign until the threat from Hezbollah is neutralized. Israeli leaders also confirmed that the current ceasefire discussions involving Iran do not apply to Lebanon, meaning operations against Hezbollah are expected to continue despite diplomatic efforts elsewhere in the region. Rising tensions in the Middle East. The violence in Lebanon is closely tied to the wider regional conflict involving Israel, Iran, and their allies, which has already destabilized large parts of the Middle East. Analysts warn that the continued bombardment of Beirut and other Lebanese cities could further escalate tensions and risk drawing additional regional actors into the conflict. For now, residents in Lebanon remain trapped in an increasingly dangerous situation as airstrikes continue and hopes for a broader ceasefire remain uncertain.